The Human Touch. Part 1. Zara Vex stood at the observation deck of the Kalthi diplomatic vessel, watching as the blue planet grew larger in the viewport. She had heard stories about Earth and humans all her life, but nothing prepared her for this moment. Her antennae twitched with nervous energy as the ship entered orbit. The Kalthi were a proud warrior race with scaled skin in shades of emerald and purple. Females like Zara stood nearly 7 feet tall with powerful bodies and enhanced senses. They had conquered 12 star systems before encountering humans 50 years ago. The first contact had been tense, but somehow peace prevailed. Now Zara was chosen as the first Kalthi ambassador to Earth. Commander Liss approached from behind her, footsteps silent despite her massive frame. "You seem troubled, Ambassador," she said, her voice low and rumbling. Zara turned her emerald scales, catching the light. "I worry about this mission. The humans are unpredictable. Their history is filled with both great kindness and terrible violence. How can we understand such a contradictory species?" Liz nodded slowly, her purple scales darkening with thought. "That is precisely why the High Command chose you. Your ability to see beyond strength to strategy will serve you well." The ship shuddered slightly as it passed through the atmosphere. Zara watched the clouds part, revealing the sprawling diplomatic complex below. Humans had built it specifically for alien delegations with separate environments, for different species. The architecture impressed her, clean lines blended with natural elements showing both precision and creativity. Melody Harper arrived at the landing pad an hour early. She wanted time to prepare herself for meeting the Kalthi ambassador. At 32, Melody had worked her way up through Earth Diplomatic Corps with determination and insight. Her short brown hair was neatly styled and her blue uniform pressed to perfection. She reviewed her notes one final time. Director Susan Porter joined her, looking concerned. "You don't have to do this, Melody," she said. "We can assign someone else to the Kalthi. The risk assessment is troubling." Melody shook her head respectfully. "Director, I believe this is our best chance for lasting peace. My research shows the Kalthi respect directness and courage. If we send someone who fears them, they will sense it immediately." Susan sighed. "You always were stubborn, but please remember protocol. No unnecessary risks. The Kalthi are physically superior and their culture values strength above all else. What they value is honor." Melody corrected gently. "Honor isn't just about physical prowess. It's about integrity, commitment, and respect. These are universal values we can build upon." The massive ship descended with barely a sound, advanced technology making it seem like magic to human eyes. A crowd had gathered behind security barriers, citizens curious to see the famous warrior aliens. The ramp extended with a soft hiss and several Kalthi guards emerged first. Their massive frames and naturally armored bodies caused murmurs through the crowd. Zara appeared last. Her ceremonial armor glinted in the sunlight, intricate designs etched into the metal, showing her rank and achievements. Her emerald scales seemed to shimmer as she surveyed the gathering. Her eyes quickly found the small human female who stepped forward from the diplomatic team. Melody had practiced the traditional Kalthi greeting for months. Her hand formed the complex gesture, perfectly head bowed just enough to show respect without submission. Zara froze in surprise. No alien had ever bothered to learn Kalthi customs. She returned the gesture, her massive 3-fingered hand dwarfing the human one. "Ambassador Zara Vex," she introduced herself. "I bring greetings from the Kalthi High Command, Melody, Harper Earth Diplomatic Corps." She replied, "Welcome to Earth." The security team remained tense, hands near their weapons. The crowd watched silently as human and alien regarded each other. Zara noticed everything about this strange world. The gravity slightly lighter than her home planet, the air richer in oxygen, the curious stares of humans so physically different from her people. Yet something about the small female before her commanded attention. She did not show fear, only respectful interest. "Ambassador Vex, please follow me," Melody said. "We have prepared quarters for you and your team. The diplomatic reception will begin in 3 hours, allowing you time to rest after your journey. Zara nodded appreciatively. The human understood Kalthi customs of providing recovery time after space travel. Another surprising detail, as they walked toward the complex, Zara noticed children playing in a nearby park. There, laughter carried on the breeze. They seemed so fragile, these young humans, yet they played without fear. Despite the presence of alien warriors nearby, one child fell, scraping her knee. Zara moved instinctively, her warrior training responding to the sound of distress. But she stopped herself, realizing her sudden movement had caused the security team to reach for their weapons. Melody noticed the interaction and smiled gently. "Ambassador, would you like to observe?" She guided Zara to a better viewing position. They watched as another child helped the injured one up, offering comfort. The simple act of compassion struck Zara deeply. In Kalthi society, a child who fell would be expected to rise on their own, showing strength. Yet these humans helped each other without diminishing respect, intriguing Zara. Commented. Melody nodded. "Children often show the purest elements of human nature," she said. "Both our greatest strengths and weaknesses. They help each other instinctively but must learn independence." As they continued toward the diplomatic quarters, Zara felt her perspective shifting. Already Earth challenged her assumptions. Her mission would be more complex than expected. This small planet might have much to teach the mighty Kalthi if she remained open to its lessons. Later, in her private quarters, Zara recorded her first impressions for the High Command. The humans appear physically weak but show unexpected complexity. Their diplomatic representative demonstrates knowledge of our customs, suggesting careful preparation. Their young display both cooperation and independence, qualities our warriors might study. The mission continues with cautious optimism. The Human Touch. Part 2. The diplomatic reception buzzed with activity as representatives from 12 different worlds mingled in the grand hall. Soft music played in the background, carefully chosen to be pleasing to various alien hearing ranges. The lighting adjusted automatically to accommodate different visual spectrums. Food and drink stations offered safe options for all species. Biology. Zara entered with her security detail, her impressive height drawing attention, even among other alien species. She wore formal Kalthi attire, lightweight armor in deep green with silver ceremonial markings. Her antennae scanned the room automatically, gathering information about the atmosphere and potential threats. Melody approached, carrying 2 crystal glasses of water. She wore an elegant blue dress, simple yet dignified. Zara noticed how other diplomats respected the human, giving her space. Despite her small stature, power came in many forms, it seemed. "I brought you filtered water," Melody said. "It matches the mineral content of your homeworld." Zara accepted the glass, surprised again by the human consideration. Most species did not bother learning Kalthi preferences, assuming warriors cared little for comfort. "You are well informed about my people," Melody smiled. "We believe understanding is the foundation of true diplomacy." Across the room, Ambassador Nex of the Florian Collective watched the interaction with interest. His flowered head tilted in curiosity. The plant-like beings had been allies with humans for decades. His translator whispered to a nearby diplomat, "See how the human approaches the predator without fear. Remarkable." Zara observed the other aliens, most keeping distance from her delegation. Kalthi, reputation for conquest, had created barriers. Even with 50 years of peace, many species remained wary. "Why did you volunteer to be my liaison?" Zara asked Melody directly. "Most humans fear my kind." Melody considered her answer carefully. "I believe in looking beyond appearances and history," she said. "Your people value honesty, so I will be honest. The Kalthi are powerful and have a history of conquest, but you also value honor, loyalty, and direct action. These are qualities humans understand. Even when our peoples disagree, we can respect each other." Zara felt something shift in her understanding. The human spoke truth without fear. Another sign of respect in Kalthi culture. "Your insight is unexpected," she acknowledged. Melody gestured toward the gathering. Would you like to meet the other ambassadors? I can provide introductions for the next hour. Melody guided Zara through the complex social dynamics of interspecies diplomacy. She explained subtle customs Zara would have missed, introduced key figures, and facilitated conversations. The human moved with confidence through the diplomatic landscape, creating bridges where barriers had existed. Ambassador Trill of the Aquatic Alliance approached hesitantly, his translucent skin revealing nervous blue pulses. Hello, Ambassador Vex, he greeted formally. Our peoples have limited contact. Zara noticed Melody step back slightly, giving them space while remaining supportive. The human understood when to intervene and when to allow direct communication. The evening continued, with formal speeches and ceremonial exchanges. Zara found herself observing Melody more than the proceedings. The human female demonstrated intelligence and adaptability, qualities the Kalthi respected, but she also showed compassion and patience, traits her own culture often dismissed as weakness. Yet these very traits enabled Melody to navigate complex situations with remarkable success. Later, as the reception wound down, Zara found herself standing alone on a balcony overlooking the city lights. She heard soft footsteps and knew without turning that Melody had joined her. The stars look different from Earth, Zara commented, gazing upward. Melody stood beside her. The patterns change, but they remain stars, she said. Sometimes new perspectives help us see familiar things differently. Zara considered this. Was that not the essence of diplomacy? Seeing familiar conflicts from new angles. A commotion inside interrupted their conversation. They returned to find a Marisol diplomat, collapsed on the floor, his respiratory system failing in Earth's atmosphere. His environmental suit had malfunctioned. Security teams rushed forward but seemed unsure how to help. The Marisol required specific atmospheric conditions to survive. Without hesitation, Melody pushed through the crowd, kneeling beside the fallen diplomat. She pressed emergency codes into her communication device while checking the environmental suit for damage. Her actions were quick, decisive, yet calm. Zara watched with growing respect as Melody directed the emergency response, utilizing knowledge of Marisol biology to stabilize the diplomat until medical teams arrived. Her small hands worked with precision, finding the suit malfunction and creating a temporary seal when medical personnel took over. Melody stepped back, her dress stained with Marisol fluid. She showed no disgust, only concern for the injured diplomat. You know their biology. Well, Zara observed. Melody nodded. I study all species I work with. Their lives may depend on such knowledge. The Marisol ambassador approached later, his tendrils waving in gratitude. You have saved my junior diplomat, he told Melody. The Marisol remember those who preserve life. Zara realized the human had earned respect, not through strength, but through knowledge and decisive action, qualities any Kalthi warrior would admire. As the reception ended, Melody escorted Zara back to the Kalthi quarters. The night air was cool and fragrant with earth flowers. You surprised me tonight, Zara admitted. Your actions with the Marisol showed warrior spirit. Melody looked up at the towering alien diplomat. Caring for others is not weakness. Ambassador. It requires its own kind of strength. Zara considered this. Her people defined strength through combat and conquest. Yet this small human had shown different power, no less real, no less worthy of respect in her quarters. Zara recorded her observations. The human Melody. Harper demonstrates unexpected qualities. Her knowledge of various species suggests strategic thinking. Her calm during crisis reveals discipline. Her concern for others earns loyalty from many species. These traits combined create influence without physical dominance. A strategy worth studying. Outside, Melody reviewed her notes on the evening's events. Ambassador Vex shows curiosity and adaptability, unusual among Kalthi diplomats, she wrote. Her observation skills are exceptional. She responded to the Marisol emergency with respect rather than dismissal. Progress is possible. If we continue building trust, our differences might become our greatest strength. Neither woman realized how prophetic those words would prove in the days ahead. The human touch. Part 3 morning light filtered through the special windows of the Kalthi quarters designed to mimic the red-tinged sunlight of their homeworld. Zara completed her warrior meditation, focusing her mind for the day ahead. 3 weeks had passed since her arrival on Earth. Each day brought new insights about humans and their strange, complex society. A soft alert sounded at her door. Melody Harper waited outside, ready to escort her to the scheduled tour of Earth Science Academy. The human female had proven to be an excellent guide, explaining human customs, answering questions with honesty, and showing genuine interest in Kalthi culture. Zara opened the door, finding Melody dressed in casual clothing, rather than her usual diplomatic uniform. "Today we visit scientists, not politicians," Melody explained with a smile. The Academy requested a less formal approach. They traveled by ground transport, a sleek vehicle that hovered slightly above the road. Zara watched the human city pass by, fascinated by its blend of technology and natural elements. Humans built around trees incorporated water features and designed with both function and beauty in mind. So different from the practical military precision of Kalthi architecture, the Earth Science Academy sprawled across several hundred acres, its buildings interconnected by covered walkways and garden paths. Students and researchers moved between facilities, many stopping to stare as the Kalthi ambassador passed. Few aliens visited this civilian institution. Dr. Lily Chen met them at the entrance, a small, energetic woman with intelligent eyes and quick movements. "Welcome, Ambassador Vex," she greeted. "We are honored by your interest in our research." Zara noticed the scientist showed curiosity rather than fear, another surprising human trait. Their tour began in the biology department, where researchers studied ecosystems, adaptation, and evolution. Zara paused at a display showing human genetic structure. "You are remarkably adaptable for such fragile beings," she commented. Dr. Chen nodded enthusiastically. "What we lack in natural armor or strength we make up for in adaptability. Our bodies can acclimate to various environments and conditions over time. It's how we survived on Earth before technology." The next department focused on physics and energy research. A young scientist named Olivia Marshall demonstrated a new clean energy system. "We harness the natural energy exchanges in quantum fields." She explained, her hands moving expressively as she spoke. "No harmful radiation, no depletion of resources." Zara studied the technology with growing interest. The Kalthi had similar goals but approached energy differently, focusing on power and efficiency rather than sustainability. The human approach emphasized harmony with natural systems rather than dominance over them. During the lunch break, Zara observed the human scientists. Their animated discussions, their collaborative approach to problems, their willingness to admit mistakes and build on each other's ideas contrasted sharply with Kalthi research methods, where competition and individual achievement dominated. "Why do you share discoveries so openly?" Zara asked Dr. Chen. "Knowledge is power in most cultures." Dr. Chen considered the question. "In science, shared knowledge multiplies," she replied. "One discovery builds upon another. Progress accelerates when we collaborate rather than compete." In the afternoon, they visited the medical research facility. The director, Dr. Samantha Wells, guided them through laboratories where scientists worked on treatments for various diseases, including those affecting alien species. "We believe healing transcends planetary boundaries," Dr. Wells explained. "Our researchers study medicine for all known sentient species." Zara stopped before a display showing Kalthi physiology, remarkably detailed and accurate. "You study my people?" Dr. Wells nodded. "We study all allies. Ambassador knowledge allows us to help in emergencies." Melody watched the interaction carefully, noting Zara's surprise. The Kalthi rarely shared biological information, considering its strategic knowledge. The final stop was the Academy's pride, a quantum communications array that enabled near-instantaneous communication across vast distances. "Our greatest achievement," Dr. Chen said with pride. "It connects all allied worlds, allowing knowledge to flow freely." As they prepared to leave, a commotion erupted from a nearby laboratory. Alarms sounded and security personnel rushed forward. Zara tensed instinctively, moving to protect Melody. The human gently touched her arm, indicating she should wait. Dr. Wells hurried toward them, looking concerned. We have a containment breach in the infectious disease lab, she explained. Security protocol requires immediate evacuation. Melody turned to Zara. We should leave, Ambassador, Zara said suddenly. The security team is understaffed. I can help before Melody could object. Zara strode toward the laboratory. Her enhanced senses could detect what humans could not. The airborne particles escaping containment. Her scaled skin provided natural protection against many biological threats. Inside the lab, a researcher lay unconscious near a broken containment unit. The breach was spreading dangerous pathogens throughout the facility. Computer systems had initiated lockdown, but the unconscious human needed immediate extraction. Zara lifted the researcher easily, her powerful body unaffected by the weight. She carried the human to safety, delivering her to medical personnel waiting outside. Then, without hesitation, she returned to the lab. Melody watched in alarm as Zara re-entered the contaminated area. Ambassador, she called through the communication system. Please evacuate. The automated systems will handle containment. I can seal the breach faster, Zara replied. Her scaled fingers, more resistant to the pathogen, worked quickly, repairing the damaged unit. She activated backup systems and reinforced the containment field. The warning light shifted from red to yellow, indicating the immediate danger had passed. When Zara emerged, scientists and security personnel stared in amazement. No one had expected the Calthy ambassador to risk herself for a human facility. The researcher you saved is stable, Dr. Wells informed her, gratitude evident in her voice. Your quick action prevented a potential disaster. Zara nodded. The Calthy respect courage and decisive action, she said simply. Your scientists show both qualities. Daily in their pursuit of knowledge, I merely followed their example. Later, as they returned to the diplomatic complex, Melody studied her alien companion. Ambassador. Why did you intervene today, she asked. The situation posed no threat to you personally. Zara considered the question carefully. The answer surprised even herself. Your academy seeks knowledge to help all species, including mine, she said. Such a goal deserves protection. The researcher showed courage, working with dangerous materials to advance medical science. Courage should be honored regardless of species. Melody smiled softly. You see more than most Calthy visitors. Ambassador, your high command chose wisely. That evening, Zara recorded her observations with new perspective. Human scientific approach emphasizes cooperation over competition, innovation through shared knowledge. Their research extends beyond self-interest to benefit all allied species. Their physical weakness has driven them to develop technology and medicine that serves many. This approach warrants serious consideration by Calthy scientists. We have much to learn from human methods despite our technological advantages. Across the compound, Melody updated her report. Ambassador Vex demonstrated extraordinary character. Today, risking herself to save a human researcher and secure a dangerous pathogen, she shows increasing appreciation for human scientific methods and cooperation. Her actions and observations suggest real potential for deeper alliance beyond our current diplomatic framework. The Calthy may be warriors, but Ambassador Vex suggests they can also be protectors. Her leadership could transform interspecies relations if properly supported. The human touch. Part 5. 3 months after Zara Vex arrived on Earth, disaster struck. A visiting delegation from the Centauri system unknowingly carried a virus harmless to most species, but deadly to Calthy physiology. Within hours, the first cases appeared among the embassy staff. The virus attacked the copper-based blood of the Calthy, causing their scales to gray and their powerful bodies to weaken. Zara was in a diplomatic meeting when the first symptoms hit: dizziness, followed by sharp pain in her chest. She maintained composure, continuing the discussion until Melody noticed something wrong. Ambassador. Are you well? Melody asked, her voice concerned. Zara's normally vibrant scales had dulled to ashen. Gray Zara attempted to stand, but collapsed, her massive frame crumpling with unexpected weakness. Security personnel moved forward but hesitated, uncertain how to assist the alien ambassador. Without hesitation, Melody rushed to Zara's side, checking vital signs. The Calthy ambassador burned with fever, her breathing labored. Medical emergency Melody called into her communicator. Ambassador Vex needs immediate assistance. The medical team arrived quickly, but appeared unsure how to proceed. Calthy physiology differed significantly. From other species they treated human medications could prove toxic. I need access to the Calthy medical database. Melody demanded. The lead doctor shook her head. That's classified information. The Calthy government restricts access to their biological data. Melody faced the doctor, her expression fierce. People are dying, doctor. We don't have time for diplomatic protocols. News arrived that 20 Calthy staff members had fallen ill, showing identical symptoms. The virus spread rapidly through their embassy quarters. The human medical team worked desperately to stabilize the patients but lacked crucial understanding of Calthy. Biology Zara drifted in and out of consciousness. She heard voices around her, but could not respond. Her body burned, with fever as the virus attacked her system. She recognized Melody's voice arguing with medical personnel. Their blood contains copper, not iron. Traditional antivirals won't work. Melody insisted. We need to try the experimental nanites. Someone protested that the treatment was untested on alien biology, but Melody persisted. You don't understand. Melody argued. We have research from the Earth Science Academy. Their tissue samples showed compatibility with the nanite treatment. It's our best option through the haze of fever. Zara heard Commander Liss' voice joining the discussion. The commander had arrived with additional Calthy personnel to investigate the outbreak. The human speaks truth. Liss confirmed. We authorize treatment, release the medical protocols. Zara felt burning pain as the nanites entered her bloodstream. Tiny machines programmed to target the virus without harming host cells. The pain intensified briefly, then faded to blessed coolness. Darkness claimed her when Zara regained consciousness. 3 days later, the first thing she saw was Melody asleep in a chair beside her bed. The human looked exhausted, dark circles under her eyes. Her hand rested near Zara's as if she had been holding it. Melody stirred, sensing movement. Ambassador, she said softly, relief flooding her features. You had us worried. Zara assessed her condition. The lethargy and pain had subsided, her scales regaining some color. The others, she asked, her voice raspy. All 20 survived. Melody answered. All responding well. To treatment, Commander Liss appeared in the doorway, her purple scales gleaming in the medical bay lighting. You return to us, Ambassador, she said formally. The High Command sends greetings. When they were alone, Liss spoke more personally. The human, female, did not leave your side during the crisis, she told Zara. She worked without rest, helping our medical team adapt their nanite treatment to Calthy physiology. She accessed restricted files, risked her career, violated protocols. Zara was not surprised. Melody had consistently demonstrated courage and determination since their first meeting. Why did the High Command authorize release of our medical data? Liss' expression grew thoughtful. The human government offered exchange, complete medical data, on human physiology in return for ours. An unprecedented gesture of trust. They prioritized saving lives over strategic advantage. The High Command was impressed enough to reciprocate. The implications were significant. The Calthy had always guarded information considering knowledge strategic advantage. This exchange represented fundamental shift in relations. When Zara was strong enough to leave the medical facility, she found the diplomatic landscape transformed. News of the incident had spread throughout the galaxy. The fearsome Calthy, saved by human medical innovation and one human's determination, had changed perceptions. 6 weeks later, Zara stood before the Calthy High Command, Melody at her side. The ancient chamber with its stone walls and battle trophies represented thousands of years of warrior tradition. The 12 commanders watched silently, their scales reflecting the ceremonial lights. My people believed we were superior to all others. Zara began, her voice resonating in the chamber. We were wrong. The ancient warriors listened in shocked silence. Such admission was unprecedented. Strength is not measured in conquest alone. She continued. This human with no scales, no claws, and half our size showed greater courage than any warrior. The humans call it compassion. It is a power we must learn. She described how Melody had fought to save the Kalthi delegation, risking her career and standing to access classified information, working without rest to adapt treatment protocols, showing determination worthy of any Kalthi warrior. The High Command murmured among themselves. Considering her words, we propose a true alliance. Zara said, not just peace but partnership. Humans have qualities we lack. Our strength combined with their innovation could accomplish wonders. Melody watched in amazement as the proud warriors considered the proposal. She had come to respect these aliens, understanding their code of honor and strength. But she had also shown them that human empathy was not weakness but power. The oldest commander rose slowly, her scales gleaming with age and wisdom. For 1,000 years we have conquered, she said. Now perhaps it is time to learn. This human has proven worthy of respect. She has demonstrated honor, without violence, courage without conquest. These are concepts we must explore. The alliance was approved. Zara was appointed permanent ambassador to Earth with expanded authority. The first joint scientific mission would focus on medical research, combining Kalthi physiological resilience with human innovative approaches. As they left the chamber, Melody looked up at her alien friend. Do you think it will work? She asked. Humans and Kalthi working together. Zara considered the question, her antennae moving thoughtfully. 50 years ago, our species were preparing for war. Today, we stand as friends. That is already a miracle. Melody smiled. Perhaps that is the greatest strength humans have. She said, we believe in miracles. Zara placed her massive hand gently on Melody's shoulder, a gesture she had learned from humans. Then we shall make many more together. 1 year later, the first graduates of the Joint Academy presented their findings, a revolutionary medical treatment combining Kalthi regenerative biology with human nanite technology. The therapy could heal injuries and cure diseases across multiple species, a gift to the galaxy born of cooperation rather than conquest. Zara watched from the audience as human and Kalthi scientists stood together, presenting their work, each bringing different strengths to create something neither could achieve alone. The diplomatic complex on Earth had expanded, now hosting the largest interspecies cooperation initiative in known space. Young Kalthi warriors, trained alongside human scientists, each learning from the other. The warrior strength of the Kalthi protected the creative innovation of humans, while human compassion tempered Kalthi aggression. Director Susan Porter now approached Melody, who had been promoted to oversee the joint programs. I was wrong about the Kalthi, Susan admitted. They have proven remarkable allies. Melody smiled, watching a young human researcher explaining a complex equation to a Kalthi warrior. We needed to see each other clearly, she said, beyond assumptions and fear, to recognize different kinds of strength. That evening, Zara and Melody stood on the observation deck watching stars appear in the twilight sky. Zara wore the simple stone necklace Melody had given her months ago, now a symbol of the bridge between their worlds. My ancestors would not understand this path, Zara said. They measured greatness in worlds conquered enemies. Defeated, Melody considered this. Perhaps true strength is not in defeating others, but in becoming more than we were, she suggested. Not conquest but growth, as their ship prepared for another diplomatic mission to distant worlds. Zara reflected on how one small human had changed her people's destiny, forever proving that true strength came in many forms, and sometimes the most powerful force in the universe was not conquest but connection. The end. The Human Touch, Part 4. 6 weeks into the diplomatic mission, a transmission arrived from the Kalthi homeworld. The High Command requested detailed reports on human military capabilities, defenses, and potential weaknesses. Zara stared at the message, her antennae twitching with discomfort. Such intelligence gathering was standard procedure for Kalthi diplomats. Yet she hesitated. She had witnessed human scientific achievements, artistic expressions, and complex social structures. Their strength, did not lie in military might but in adaptation creativity and cooperation qualities, her people often underestimated. The thought of providing information that might be used against Earth disturbed her. A chime at her door interrupted her thoughts. Melody stood outside holding a small package. "Tomorrow is the Cultural Exchange Festival," she explained. "I brought you something that might help." The package contained a simple necklace made of polished stones in blues and greens. Zara examined it, with curiosity. "It's traditional for human friends to exchange small gifts." Melody said, "These stones come from the ocean near my childhood home." The colors reminded me of your scales. Zara felt unexpected emotion. The gesture represented trust and connection. No one had ever given her a personal gift based on thoughtful observation. "Thank you," she said, her voice low. "I have never received such a gift." Melody smiled, then grew serious. "Ambassador, the High Command has requested information about Earth, hasn't it?" Zara looked up sharply. "How did you know such requests are standard diplomatic procedure?" Melody said calmly, "All visiting delegations receive similar inquiries from their governments. We expected it." The human continued, "Every ambassador faces the same challenge, balancing loyalty to their world with the new understanding gained through direct experience. You have seen aspects of Earth and humanity that reports cannot capture." Zara studied the small human who had become more than a diplomatic liaison. "What would you have me do?" Melody met her gaze steadily. "Tell the truth, Ambassador. Humans are not perfect. We have strengths and weaknesses like all species, but judge us by what you've witnessed, not by old assumptions." After Melody left, Zara composed her response to the High Command. She described human scientific achievements, their adaptive social structures, and their capacity for both competition and cooperation. She noted their physical limitations, but emphasized their technological, innovation, and diplomatic skill. She included standard military assessments, but placed them in context of human priorities, peace cooperation, and mutual defense, rather than conquest. The response came swiftly. Commander Liss appeared via holographic transmission, her purple scales darkening with concern. "Your report lacks critical military intelligence, Ambassador. The High Command questions your objectivity." Zara stood tall, facing her superior. "I have provided accurate information based on direct observation, Commander. If the High Command wishes different conclusions, they should send someone else." Liss studied her carefully. "You have changed, Zara. The humans have influenced you. Perhaps I have gained perspective," Zara replied. "The humans are not the threat we assumed. They offer alliance, not resistance. Their strengths complement our own." The commander nodded slowly. "The High Command will consider your assessment, but be warned. Some members suspect human manipulation. We will send additional observers to verify your reports." The transmission ended, leaving Zara troubled. The Kalthi respected strength but often narrowly defined it. Showing the High Command the true nature of human resilience would require more than words. The next day, Zara joined Melody at the cultural festival. Representatives from all allied worlds shared traditions, food, art, and music. Humans moved easily among alien visitors, showing genuine interest in diverse customs. The festival sprawled across a large park, stages and pavilions showcasing various species' cultural exchange without conquest. Zara marveled at the concept, so different from Kalthi expansion, which assimilated or eliminated other cultures. Zara participated in a traditional Kalthi combat demonstration, her powerful body flowing through ancient forms with precision and grace. Humans watched with appreciation, rather than fear, understanding the performance as art rather than threat. Later, she observed human dancers telling stories through movement. Musicians combined instruments from various worlds, creating harmonies that transcended species barriers. Artists displayed works inspired by interstellar cooperation. As evening approached, Melody guided Zara to a hilltop overlooking the festival grounds. The setting sun painted the sky in colors reminiscent of the Kalthi homeworld. "What do you see?" Ambassador Melody asked, gesturing toward the gathering below. Zara watched aliens and humans mingling, sharing experiences without hierarchy or domination. I see possibility, she answered. A different kind of strength than my people usually recognize. Melody nodded. The festival celebrates our differences while finding common ground. It's what Earth hopes to achieve on a larger scale. Their conversation was interrupted by an urgent alert on Melody's communication device. Her expression grew serious. Ambassador, we have an emergency situation, she said. The Novan delegation has reported a member missing, a young female last seen near the water feature. Novans were amphibious beings requiring water every few hours to maintain their gill membranes. Without it, they would dehydrate rapidly, potentially fatally. Security teams are searching, but the festival crowds are hampering efforts. Melody continued. Her tracker is offline. Zara made a quick decision. My senses are more acute than human security. I can help track her. They hurried to the last known location of the Novan youth. Zara extended her antennae, capturing trace chemical signatures in the air. Novans left distinct molecular trails detectable to Calthy senses. This way, Zara indicated moving purposefully through the crowd. Her height allowed her to see above the festival attendees. Melody followed, keeping pace despite her shorter stride. The trail led away from the main festival toward a restricted construction area. The security barrier had been breached. Zara detected fear pheromones. Someone had taken the Novan against her will inside the construction zone. They found evidence of struggle. Zara examined the scene, her warrior training identifying details humans would miss. The captors were professionals targeting the Novan specifically. Why take a Novan youth? Melody wondered aloud. Zara processed the evidence Novan biochemistry produces. Compounds valuable on illegal markets, she explained. They regenerate tissue rapidly, making them targets for biological harvesting. Melody's expression hardened. We need to find her quickly. Zara continued tracking the molecular trail leading to an abandoned maintenance tunnel. The darkness posed no problem for her enhanced vision, but she noticed Melody struggling. Stay behind me, Zara instructed, her voice low. The human nodded, following closely, her hand resting lightly on Zara's arm for guidance. The tunnel opened into a larger chamber where 3 masked figures worked around a tank containing the unconscious Novan youth. They had connected extraction equipment to her gill membranes, harvesting regenerative compounds. Zara's warrior instincts surged. She assessed the situation quickly. 3 armed opponents, 1 hostage, limited space for movement. The calculations took milliseconds. Melody, stay here, Zara whispered. Then, without waiting for response, she moved. The kidnappers had no chance to react. Zara disabled the first with a precise strike to nerve centers. The second reached for a weapon but found himself lifted and immobilized. The third managed to fire once before Zara's powerful hand crushed the weapon. The shot went wild, harmlessly, hitting equipment. In moments, all 3 lay unconscious. The entire confrontation had lasted less than 15 seconds. Melody rushed to the tank, quickly disconnecting the extraction equipment. We need medical support now, she said, activating her emergency. Communicator Zara examined the Novan youth. She lives but needs immediate return to water. The damage appears reversible. Security and medical teams arrived minutes later, amazed to find the situation resolved. The Novan ambassador arrived shortly after. Overwhelmed with gratitude, you have honored us with your courage, he told Zara. The Novan collective will remember this debt. Later, after providing detailed reports to security, Zara and Melody walked slowly back toward the diplomatic quarters. The night air was cool and filled with festival sounds that continued despite the incident. You could have waited for security, Melody said, but you didn't hesitate. Zara considered this. In Calthy culture, we believe action reveals truth. Words can deceive, but choices under pressure show true character. Melody smiled. You showed your character today, Ambassador. And it was magnificent. Zara felt something shift within her. Her mission had begun as standard intelligence gathering. Now it had become something more meaningful, a genuine exchange between worlds with different strengths but shared values. In her quarters, Zara composed another message to the High Command. She described the rescue, illustrating how Calthy strength combined with human diplomatic frameworks created more effective outcomes than either could achieve alone. She included Melody Harper's courage and strategic thinking as evidence that humans were worthy allies, not subjects. The Calthy had conquered worlds, but Earth offered partnership. A different path forward requiring different strength, partnership requires respect. She concluded, both Calthy and humans have qualities the other lacks. Together we could achieve greatness neither would find alone.